again to Sheikh Ramsey
No,
and
everybody. Team.
the whole team, yes, that we are part of, and everybody that's come here today. I am the Commander-in-Chief for the CIA in missing children and persons, UK International. My role there is one of great importance, to stop as much crime as possible and to highlight to everybody the booklet you have in your hand. Please share, please invest and donate to that, because you will save a life. One of the most frustrations in my role is bringing the abductor of the mind to the criminal courts, which we said there should be more highlighted. Frustrating for us in the power of catching them, then for them to receive no punishment just breeds more passion and fuel for that rich installment installed by installments, I suppose, is really the way, because you are installed if you are the victim, or you're also installed if you are to be fed by the king of that abductor. He will pray and groom you. He will say, I will give you the richness. I will give you the best sex the female or the male can give. The richer, as the lady was speaking earlier, in the price tag. Had great, because the greed of the mindset, the inferior of that mindset, is an abduction of the mindset. How do they control that? How do we free that person when that child looks up to you and wants to say, help me, help me? How do we get out of that? The trauma that is placed in that victim. Together we can help by unifying our invisible hand to say, no, we must stop this. We must look at the red flags. We mustn't turn a blind eye to the missing persons poster like that. Missing. How many of you walk away or turn your mind? How many of you think, oh, another person's been trafficked? Do you listen to your heart? Do you know how it feels to be in front of that person that has lost their child or lost their loved one? Or the child, when you're climbing down loads of stairs and to free them, breaking bones and everything, to get them out, to save them, and they give them hope and faith without any reasonable doubt. In my work as a trained journalist, like my friend in front of us, we see things that you never really want to see. We have to hide it, we come back, and we have to do it. And one of the things that we do that is trauma. How do we release that trauma and help that victim? Dr. Daniel, His Excellency, is a United Nations Peace Ambassador, like myself, like His Excellency, Dr. Sack, over there, that's joining, and we're building, and soon to be Nicola Garrington, we're joining more United Nations Peace Ambassadors, because we will, under United Nations Peace, and said, stop human trafficking. We have to go to the highest court. The punishment in this country needs to suffice the crime. Must suffice the crime. We must stop that. But Dr. Daniel, just give it 2 minutes.
Of course.
Just about how trauma affects a mindset and how we can release that. So for you, when you hear him, how can we release the trauma and help those people?
Put your hands together. Put your hands together. Thank you. And of course, as you said, His Highness, His Excellency, Dr. Daniel Woods. Put your hands together for the.
Hello, thank you for the introduction, Lady Kendall, and thank you for these amazing talking and highlighting the challenges that our generations have in dealing with, in the levels of trauma that we face. There's fantastic work going on, like creating this fantastic handout that makes us aware of the levels of trauma that exist in our world. But the big challenge is, what are we leading the traumatized in? Yeah, and what are we, certainly us, people of the Western world, what are we leading them in? The men in the UK, we are excellent at suppressing our trauma with the wonderful alcohol and the drugs and the vaping and the smoking. We're also very good at suffering and The biggest killer of the men in the UK is suicide, because we can't take that trauma. So what are we leading the others in? What are we leading that trauma in? And there's those that suppress their trauma by hurting others, and this is like the scale of what we have. What I champion as that I learned when I managed to mess up and land on a shop floor, living homeless and directionless, was the ability to embrace a natural ability we humans have to release the tension from the core of the body. It turned into my life's purpose and supporting Dr. Caroline Purvey, who is my mother, to empower and share with the high-level traumatized, whether they were veterans, they were PTSD sufferers, and we shared with a practical process. Now, thanks to technology, we can make that online. So these millions who are suffering from trauma, something practical that they can do to start breaking it down is something I champion. And thanks to technology, we can deliver it in a whole host of different languages. So that is leading to the Stop Trafficking. It's not, it's like the traffickers of today are traumatized children of the past. This massive number of 160 million children, they're going to be traffickers and trauma givers into the future. So how do we interact? We have to, who are passionate about stopping it, have to embrace a way to lead them out of it. So that's my point for the day.
Thank you very much. Put your hands together. Excellent. Excellent.